Are you a parent like me? If you are, I think that you would agree with me when I say that our children is probably the most important thing in our life and that we value the most. That we would do anything in our power to give them a happy, pleasant, and a proper education. I'm Staff Sergeant Olson Betron, and I would like to discuss with you the importance of taking care of your children, not just physically, but also emotionally. I will talk about how crucial it is for their first year of development and would cover some information of how television could be good or bad for them. Finally, I would inform you some of the negative or positive results of how they are raised. So let me begin by talking about the first year in a child's life and how important it is for you to be involved. If you would like your child to be happy, healthy, and progress quicker, there's some of the things that you might want to consider doing, and I'm sure you've heard of it. Number one would be breastfeeding. Breastfeeding a child is probably one of the best things that could ever happen to them. It would give them the proper nutrition for them to grow and get stronger, and also that their immune system will get a boost, as well as their IQ, as research show. Interaction with the children by playing, reading to them. The studies show that more interacted babies have quicker developmental, physically and mentally. Experts will say that you really can't spoil a child the first year, and that aiding their cries actually will help you bond with them. Now that I've talked a little bit about the importance of the first year of a child is with them, I'll discuss a little bit about the effects of television in our children. In today's society, it seems to get busier and harder for us to find time for ourselves, but also for raising our children. Most parents turn to television to aid them distract their child as they do their chores and other activities. Unfortunately, some rely on television solely to be their baby's interaction. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the vulgarity in today's television is getting worse, and that technology is improving the scenes for things to look more real. I know my child, he likes to watch SpongeBob, and like a sponge, he just likes to mimic everything, and he learns a lot of things from watching television. So I really have to watch what I have to watch with him, and what I view in television. Some educational shows will help them learn and develop quicker, such as shapes, colors, but you would have to watch out which ones are the proper ones, because some of them you probably would not want them watching because it could trigger seizures as well when they're doing their special effects, and others might corrupt their developing little minds and teaching them the wrong things. As you can see, television can be both good and bad for children. And finally, I will discuss with you the consequences of how we raise our children. The majority of parents would agree that raising your children requires a lot of work and a lot of patience, and that some parents would even dedicate themselves in staying at home to raising them and becoming a homemaker. Just like the saying says, you reap what you sow. If you raise your child properly, then they will most likely become successful in life. Helping children make the right decisions, getting them educated, supporting them emotionally will help them get some positive results. But not everyone is cut out to be a good parent or to be a parent at that. And having time to raise them properly is really difficult. In result, a lot of kids are being neglected, and they're sometimes put in television or even in the hands of strangers who could potentially be harmful for them to raise them. Improper parenting can lead into failure in detecting and treating disorders such as ADHD or autism. Some disorders, if left untreated, could result in lifelong irreversible damage to their lives. There are links made that most criminals have ADHD, and that children with ADHD are 50% more likely to commit a crime. Now that I've discussed some of the outcomes of how we raise our children could be, I will recap on what I've covered so far. I've talked about how crucial it is for children in the developmental stage in the first year, and I also talked about the positive and negative effects of television and what they have on young children. And finally, I mentioned some of the positive results and how possible results of how children are brought up. I hope that you learn that it is important to be there for your children. And if you don't have children, you should volunteer. There are a lot of programs such as Big Brother or other mentorship programs that you can join to support the children all over the world. Some research suggests that too much television for young children can lead to ADHD itself, and that other people that has ADHD and have short-term education are more likely to commit a crime. The children are the seeds to our better future. Teach them, love them, and there's no one else but ourselves that we can depend on to do this. If you take care of your child, they will in turn take care of you. Have a good New Year.